Have you noticed that some mornings your joints feel a little more stubborn than you do? Maybe it's that slow, aching stiffness in your knees, the dull throb in your fingers, or the way your hips seem to protest every time you stand up from a chair. If you're over 65, you're not imagining it. Arthritis has a way of making everyday movements feel like a challenge. But here's the good news. While arthritis can't be completely cured, there's a lot you can do to keep it from taking over your life. And one of the most powerful tools you have isn't it a pill bottle, it's movement. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Movement? When my joints already hurt? But here's the secret. The right exercises, done gently and consistently, can actually help protect your joints, reduce inflammation, and keep you doing the things you love for longer. In fact, studies have shown that regular, low-impact exercise not only eases pain, but also strengthens the muscles around your joints, which acts like adding shock absorbers to your body. So today, we're going to talk about 5 exercises that can make a real difference in keeping arthritis under control after 65. And don't worry, these are not intense, sweat-dripping, gym-only moves. They're safe, adaptable, and you can start them today, even from the comfort of your living room. Let's start with the first one, gentle walking. It may sound simple, but walking is one of the underrated arthritis-fighting exercises out there. When you walk, you're not just moving your legs, you're improving circulation, sending nutrient-rich blood to your joints, and keeping your cartilage healthy. Think of your cartilage like a sponge. It needs regular movement to squeeze in fresh fluid and keep it from drying out and becoming brittle. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a difference, and you can split it into smaller chunks if you like. The key here is to start slow and steady. Choose a smooth, even surface, like a park path or a shopping mall walkway, and wear cushioned shoes. If you wake up feeling stiff, try starting with just 5 minutes and slowly build up. The goal isn't speed, it's consistency. Every step is a little gift you're giving your joints. The second exercise is one I especially love for arthritis relief: water aerobics or swimming. If walking is good, doing it in water is like giving your joints a vacation. Water supports your body weight, so you can move more freely without that jarring pressure on your hips, knees, or ankles. At the same time, the gentle resistance of the water helps strengthen muscles. And here's something a lot of people don't realize. Strong muscles act like scaffolding around your joints, taking stress off them and making movement easier. Many community centers or gyms have warm water pools, which can be even more soothing if your arthritis flares in cold weather. If you're not into group classes, even just walking back and forth in waist-deep water is fantastic. Imagine feeling light, supported, and able to move without pain. That's the gift water exercise can give you.
Both walking and water workouts have something in common. They don't just target the body, they help the mind too. Arthritis can be mentally draining, and these exercises boost mood, reduce stress, and keep you feeling more in control. And when you start feeling those benefits, it becomes easier to keep going, because you're not just exercising, you're reclaiming your independence. Now that we've got the first 2 exercises covered, we can move on to the next one, which is especially good for maintaining flexibility and keeping joints limber: stretching with gentle yoga. Now, I'm not talking about twisting yourself into a pretzel or balancing on one leg for 5 minutes. No, this is about slow, mindful movements that open up your joints and keep them from stiffening over time. Yoga works beautifully for arthritis because it combines gentle stretching with deep breathing, which relaxes your muscles and improves blood flow. One of my favorite beginner-friendly poses is the cat-cow stretch. You can even do it sitting in a sturdy chair. It involves slowly arching and rounding your back while breathing deeply. It wakes up your spine, loosens your shoulders, and takes pressure off your hips. Another easy one is the seated forward bend. Just sit at the edge of your chair, feet flat on the ground, and slowly lean forward, letting your arms rest toward the floor. You don't have to touch your toes. The point is to let gravity gently stretch your back and legs. A few minutes of these movements in the morning can set a completely different tone for your day. Instead of feeling stiff and creaky, you'll feel more fluid, more ready to move. And that's important because when we feel stiff, we tend to avoid movement, and that avoidance is what makes arthritis worse over time. The fourth exercise I recommend is light resistance training. And before you say, "I'm not lifting heavy weights at my age," hear me out. Resistance training can be as simple as using elastic bands, small hand weights, or even your own body weight. The goal here isn't to bulk up like a bodybuilder, it's to strengthen the muscles that support your joints. For example, if your knees give you trouble, working on your thigh and hip muscles can make walking, climbing stairs, and even getting out of a chair much easier. One great move you can try is the wall push-up. Stand facing a wall, place your hands at shoulder height, and gently push your body in and out, keeping your elbows slightly bent. This strengthens your arms and shoulders without straining your wrists. For your legs, try seated leg lifts. Sit tall in a chair, straighten one leg in front of you, hold for a few seconds, then lower it back down. Switch legs and repeat. Even 2 or 3 sets a few times a week can help you feel more stable and confident on your feet. The beauty of resistance training is that it builds muscle endurance, meaning your joints won't tire as quickly during daily activities. And when you feel stronger, you naturally move more, which creates a wonderful cycle of strength and mobility feeding into each other. We've covered walking, water exercises, yoga, and light resistance work. Each one has its own way of protecting your joints and making life more comfortable. But there's one last exercise on our list that ties it all together, helping you stay balanced and avoid dangerous falls that can make arthritis worse. And that's balance training. You might not think balance has much to do with arthritis, but it's actually one of the most overlooked ways to protect your joints. When arthritis limits your range of motion, it can throw off your stability, making you more likely to stumble or fall. A fall, especially after 65, can lead to injuries that set your mobility back for months, and that's exactly what we want to avoid. Balance exercises strengthen the small stabilizing muscles in your legs, ankles, and core, giving you more control over how you move. One of the simplest balance exercises is the heel-to-toe walk. Stand tall, place one foot directly in front of the other, heel touching the toe, and walk slowly, as if you're on a tightrope. If you feel unsteady, use a wall or sturdy chair for light support. Another easy one is the single leg stand. Hold on to the back of a chair, lift one foot slightly off the ground, and see if you can balance for 10 seconds before switching sides. Over time, you can challenge yourself by letting go of the chair for just a second or two.
The beauty of balance training is that it doesn't just make you steadier, it also teaches your body how to react quickly if you do trip. Those tiny adjustments your muscles learn to make can be the difference between catching yourself and taking a hard fall. And when you feel more stable, you move with more confidence, which means you're more likely to stay active. And as we've said all along, movement is your best friend when it comes to keeping arthritis under control. So, there you have it, 5 exercises that can be absolute game changers after 65. Gentle walking, water aerobics, yoga, light resistance training, and balance work. The magic isn't in doing them all perfectly, it's in doing them consistently, even if it's just a little each day. Because every time you choose to move, you're sending a message to your body. I'm still here. I'm still strong, and I'm not letting arthritis dictate my life. I know arthritis can be frustrating, even exhausting some days. But I've seen people in their 70s and 80s move with more ease than they did a decade earlier, simply because they committed to these gentle habits. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. You just need patience, a willingness to start, and the reminder that it's never too late to take back control over your health. If you found this helpful, I'd love to hear about your experience. Which of these exercises are you already doing, and which will you try first? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your story might inspire someone else to take their first step. And if you're ready for more practical, uplifting tips to keep you active and independent, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Here's to stronger joints, more confident steps, and living life fully, no matter what your age.